All right. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to our second rendition of the International Communications Filing System Schedule B demo. Um, this is going to be pretty much a repeat of the demo that we had last Friday. So if anyone was there for the first demo, you could feel free to uh, take the rest of the day or drop if you want to. It's up to you. But we are going to be doing this demo one more time. And um, my name is Jacob. For those of you who weren't there last time, I'm with the ICFS development team. And we also have here with us Kathleen Campbell, who is with the FCC. She's kind of our point person there. So I want to give her a chance to introduce herself as well.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for coming. I am Kathleen Campbell. I'm the current system owner, person in charge of ICFS. I'm retiring at the end of August, and Adrian McNeil will be taking over that responsibility starting in September. If you have questions during the demo, please write them up in chat or send us an email if you think you need a more in-depth answer. During the Q&A breaks, we'll answer any questions that came up in the chat for all to hear. And this is being recorded, and it will be available on the FCC YouTube channel in the next couple of weeks. So you'll be able to reference it again later. Back to you, Jacob.
Alrighty. So I'm going to start with our statement on recording. So this user demonstration will be recorded for future training usage. By attending, you agree to be recorded. So the way to ask questions is going to be to use the meeting chat. And if you have any further questions after the meeting is already completed, you may email them to icfsdemo@fcc.gov. Right, and I'm going to start with an overview of our demo today. So this is a demo of the Schedule B. Schedule B is essentially an extension of the satellite Earth station subsystem or satellite Earth station form. The satellite Earth station, an application for a satellite Earth station license comes in two parts. You fill out the Form 312 main, and you also fill out the Schedule B in addition to that. And we're going to be demoing the Schedule B today. And if you need more information about the satellite Earth station Form 312 main form, we're going to have both part 1 and part 2 of the satellite Earth station demo posted as a recording in several weeks on the FCC YouTube channel. So you can refer to those as well. Once again, this is really a repeat of the demo for the Schedule B that we had last week. For those of you who weren't here for that, so if you were here, this demo is entirely optional. And I will get into what we are going to be demoing today. So the first thing I want to demo about the Schedule B is how it interacts with the Form 312. So we're going to see how selections you make on the Form 312 affect what fields you're going to see on the Schedule B. We're going to go through the different sections of the Schedule B and kind of a rundown of what the different fields are that you're going to be filling in information for, and also saving, reviewing, and submitting the form. So without further ado, let us begin our demo. So I'm going to start, as always, by logging in as I would if I were um, an external user of the ICFS system. So I'm going to type in the URL of the ICFS system. This URL is going to change when it goes live. All right, and then I'm going to go straight to logging in. I'm going to enter the FCC username and password that I created when I created my course account. All right, and for this, I'm going to go straight to the My Filings tab, and I have my satellite Earth station form already saved. And I'm going to go into that, and I'm going to show you a couple of the fields that influence what appears on the Schedule B. Okay, so the first form field I'm going to show you is this class of station field. So depending on what selection you make here, you may or may not have to fill out some extra fields. So if your satellite Earth station or stations, as the case may be, have fixed locations with specified coordinates, then you will have to fill out some extra site location information. And there's a site details section, which we're going to see when we go into the Schedule B, that where you basically specify the exact location coordinates in longitude and latitude where your Earth station or Earth stations are going to be. If you select any of these options, C through I, then you do not have to fill out these location portions, either because it's an Earth station in motion, or because it's a temporary fixed Earth station, etc. If you select J other, those sections are they're going to appear for you, but they're going to be optional. Right, and let me also show you field 26, number 26. So if your station is either transmit and receive or transmit only, so if the Earth station you were applying for a license to get an authorization for does any kind of transmission of information into to space satellites, if it does any transmission at all, then you're going to have to fill some extra information out about the power of your transmitter and some other information as well relating to your transmitter. And I will show you where that is on the Schedule B form when we go into that. So what I'm going to do now is go to Edit Schedule B. And using that Edit Schedule B button, we're going to be able to access our Schedule B. So first off, when you're filling out a Schedule B, you can enter one or more sites using this Add Site button right here. And if you create a new site, you can delete it pretty much the same way you can delete all new records on the Schedule B. So there's going to be this trash can icon at the bottom, and that will get rid of the site for you. And let me go through what each of these site forms looks like. So first, you're going to specify the site identifier. That is a required field. And the contact name and phone number are going to be required fields on all Schedule B applications, regardless of what you filled out on the Satellite Earth Station Form 312. And then these fields, street, city, county, state, etc., they're only going to appear for fixed location Earth stations. The site detail section also only appears for fixed location Earth stations and is only required for those. It is optional if you selected another type of station. besides the ones listed as options. But here you enter your exact site coordinates, and also the hemisphere. So it's you're going to enter the longitudinal degrees, minutes, and seconds, plus uh, the hemisphere. And we have here an integration with Google Maps, which will show you a visual location, exactly where those coordinates are. And it will also list the region as well. Here you select your geographic coordinate system. Right now we have two options, NAD 27 and NAD 83, or NA. I understand there's supposed to be another one, and we're going to add that as well.
But
And
not before go live.
right. And you can also enter your site elevation right here. And down here we have the certification details. So the first question, if the proposed antennas operate in the fixed satellite service with geostationary satellites, does the proposed antenna or antennas comply with the antenna gain pattern specified in section 25.209A and B? And if you answer no, you're going to get this message basically indicating that you need to attach a technical analysis showing compliance. And if the proposed, and the second question is, if the proposed antennas do not operate in the fixed satellite service, or if they operate in the fixed satellite service with non-geostationary satellites, does the proposed antenna or antennas with the comply with the antenna gain pattern specified in that particular rule section? So if you answer either one, you're fine on that. And by the way, the Form 312 instructions also contain instructions for the Schedule B, which you can go to find further information about these fields. Let me proceed also to part 3 of the certification details, question 3 of the certification details. So is frequency coordination required as a question? If you answer yes, then you have to attach an exhibit file. Question 4 is coordination with another country required? Again, if you answer yes, you must attach an exhibit file. Number 5 is FAA notification required. Same story there. And next, we have our remote control question. So it's going to ask you if the facility is operated by remote control. If you answer yes, oh, there should be a lot more fields popping up here. I'm not sure why they're not right now. But you would normally have to fill out a lot of extra information about your remote control facility, including the call sign, if applicable, and the location information such as the address and everything else associated. So down here is where we enter our points of communication list. So for each of the non-US licensed satellites with which the Earth station will communicate, you must specify a point of communication value here. So we do that by clicking on this add point of communication button. And when we select from this satellite field, and all of these non-US licensed satellites in the system are going to appear here. When we select from that, it should normally auto-populate all of the fields in here. Not sure why it's not doing that right now, but it will when it goes live, I promise. Um, but yeah, everything should be auto-populated here. And we also have this optional destination points field where you can specify the countries where the services will be provided by the Earth Station via this non-US licensed satellite system that the Earth Station will be communicating with. And down here, oh, and actually before I get into the antenna section, I do want to stop and give a moment for Kathleen to answer any questions that have appeared in chat as it is
No,
convenient.
no
Nope, okay.
questions have popped up. They're just following along.
In that case, let us proceed. So down here, we have the ability to add one or more antennas. So for each of these antennas, there's going to be two main sections, the basic information and the frequency band section. I'm going to go ahead and delete the antenna I just added. Oh, oops. Oh, I deleted the whole site. Oh, let me actually go back to my filings. Since I didn't save any of that, it should still be there. There we go. Okay. Okay, so yeah, there's two main portions of the antenna forms of the antenna section for each of the antennas that you add here. So there's the basic information and the frequency bands. And let me go through the frequency bands first. You have the ability to add one or more frequency bands for each antenna that you will be using. So you basically just specify here what frequency bands each antenna will be operating with. And this frequency band section is divided into three parts. So this is our basic portion where you specify the upper and lower bounds of the frequency. I've set it to 1 to 100,000 megahertz for the purpose of testing. And you also need to specify your direction of transmission. So is it going to be Earth to space? Are you sending it up to the satellite, or is it coming down from the satellite as a space to Earth transmission? And the next part is the operating particulars. So here you're going to enter your emission designator value. And it has to be in this format right here. So a number followed by the kilohertz, I think that is, and then a number followed by gigahertz, and then a number, I think, followed by the wattage. Not totally sure, but this is the format that it needs to appear in. And also the polarization and your maximum EIRP per carrier. And then this field is auto-populated based on the numbers that you supply here and here. So if I change this field, it's going to change the value that's calculated there. And similarly for this field, or it should. Yeah, there you go. All right. And in this field, you have the ability to optionally enter a value lower than this calculated value, but not greater. So if we enter like a higher value here, it's going to throw an error at us. But if we enter a lower value, we're fine. And you also have a field here where you can give a description of your modulation and services. And our next portion of this frequency band section is the satellite coordinations. So you can specify one or more of these. And it's basically just giving this where you supply information about the satellite that your Earth station is going to be communicating with. And if it's non-geostationary, you're only going to have to fill out these fields right here. If it's a geostationary satellite, there's some extra fields that you're going to be prompted for. And these fields over here are then going to be calculated based off of whatever you supply here. So if I do that, oh, and let me empty these first. It'll auto-populate. Yep. And I do that. Yeah, it'll auto-populate these. You can optionally change these fields. It's up to you. If in your expertise you decide that they need to be changed. So that's pretty much it for the frequency band section. Let me also go down to the basic section. So the first thing you would supply here is your antenna ID, the number of these antennas you're going to be using, the manufacturer and the model, and the next section is related to the size of your antennas and also the height of these antennas. So you're going to specify an antenna size, which I think corresponds to, I think the height of, well, no, it's not the height. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but y'all are the satellite engineers, so you'll know better than me. But you cannot enter a value greater than 99 in here. So you enter that, it will throw an error. Your minor axes, your major axes, you can enter here. And then the height of the antenna above ground level, above sea level, um, a building height above ground level, the maximum antenna height above rooftop, and we have our antenna gain section here. So antenna receive gain, and antenna transmit gain. This is one of the sections you'll only have to fill out if you select one of the transmit types. If you're filling out an application for a receive only station, you won't have to supply this information. And similarly with this section right here as well. And this is where you specify the antenna power. The total input power at antenna flange for all carriers, and the total EIRP for all carriers. And this calculated total EIRP for all carriers is calculated off of these two fields right here. So if you change either of those values, it will change this calculated value right here. All right, so now we've gotten through the form and we filled out all of our required fields. Allow me to show you the process also for reviewing the form. So if I leave a required field blank here, before I submit the form, I have to click Review Schedule. And when I do that, if I've left any required field blank, oh, I needed to save that value. I'm sorry. Let me go back to Edit Schedule. All right, so yeah, my bad. Let's save that blank field. And let's go back to the review page. Great. And so, yeah, if you leave a required field blank, it will be highlighted in red on this page. And you'll be able to click Edit Schedule to go back to that field and supply your value. Great. And we're saving that. So let's go back to review schedule one more time. Oh, did I save it? Oh, yeah, that was an incorrect entry. Sorry. Okay. Now let's refresh the page. Hopefully we've gotten rid of all our errors. Long time coming.
I think we may have lost Jacob. Just bear with us for one moment, please.
Okay, well, we apologize for Jacob's technical difficulties. Not sure where he's at, and I don't have an application set up that I might be able to show you. But if you give me a second, I can try, if you still want to see how it all works.
Hi, folks. I'm really
there's
sorry
a-
about that. Um,
There he
my
is.
internet went out, so um, but yeah, did you want me to continue with the demo?
I don't
Um,
remember how far along you were, but yes, you probably should.
let's go then. All right. So, let me start where I was before. So, I was at the uh, review and submission of the Schedule B here. So, let me click Review Schedule, and hopefully it'll work. Oh. All right. I'm going to try to log back into my system here. Okay. And we are going to do all the proper things here. And so we're back in our Schedule B. And then, so once I filled out all the required fields, I go to Review Schedule. Should open the review page in a separate tab. And everything displays, once there are no errors, I am able to submit my schedule. So I click Submit. It says your schedule has been submitted in the confirmation message. So I'm going to click the Form 312 button now and go back to my Form 312. And you can see that on the Form 312, I now have the Review to Submit button ready. So I will have the ability now, once I have filled out all the required fields on the Form 312, to submit that as well. All right. And so we have gone all the way to submission. So yeah, that was pretty much the demo. We were almost done before. But if there are any more questions, I will give Kathleen a chance to answer them.
I don't see any since you came back. We answered all the other ones in chat. So I think we're
Okay.
good.
Okay. Then that's pretty much it. Thank you for your patience, everyone, and have a great Friday. Have a great weekend.